bounce back win against a team like that after what happened here on Wednesday.
Dinwiddie's been a creator, a high usage guy for a lot of his career. He said he's come here and really tried to embrace a role. Would that be typified by that last play there on Lillard?
Absolutely, absolutely. Him, Cam, all those guys had a tough matchup. You know, trying to guard Dame, trying to guard Giannis, and you know they got shooters everywhere. And so to be able to stay the course. Rui, you know, struggling a little bit offensively, makes a huge three-point shot for us. AD, you know, tweaks his shoulder, whatever, and he just pushes through. It was phenomenal. Great team win.
D'Lo put you in a position, I think, to go up 5 with, I don't know, 4.5 minutes to go or somewhere around there. The Bucks stormed back to take the lead. You know, just a week ago, we saw Denver. You're kind of in that moment, and then Denver pushes ahead. Like, what character did you guys show in that moment?
I just think guys continuing to have a next play mentality. You know, not be befuddled by what happened and how did they score, and you know, you have to be aware. But if you overly concern yourself with that type of deal, it could bleed into the next possession. So we recalibrated and went to see how we can attack them on our offensive end and try to get, you know, chew away at the lead that once they took it over. So it's just guys staying focused, man. I told them we got to avoid all the frustration. We need to focus. Like when things face adversity, you can't belabor the problem. You just got to, again, buckle down, focus, refocus, whatever you have to do, and concentrate on how you can, you know, as long as there's time on the clock, you know, there's an opportunity to correct things.
Darvin, you mentioned AD's shoulder. Do you know what happened to it, and is that something he's being evaluated
I think
for?
he's got bumped, somebody fighting through a screen or something like that. You know, he's being looked at, so we'll see. We'll have an update tomorrow at some point.
Darvin, kind of a bigger picture look at what happened tonight. If you think back to D'Lo struggling in December, really when like trade rumors like first started to percolate, I guess, you know, his name was out there a lot. And have you, as someone who's been around this league a long time, have you ever seen someone like handle it the way that he's somehow turned his season completely around, you know, in the new year and seemed totally unfazed?
Yeah, I mean, he's been through that. You know what I mean? He and I had conversations. I won't go into detail, but he and I had conversations about that very thing. And, you know, I don't want to call it unfortunate, but it's just a reality of our business. You know, his name is being thrown around because he has value and he's worth something. Other teams see that. He's an all-star player. And so you're going to have all type of things being thrown around and, you know, from secret sources or whatever the case may be. But we know, like, we extended him for a reason. We wanted him to be a part of what we're doing here, the core group that we brought back. And, you know, until that day comes and goes and you see that, you know, everyone is really being honest and true with you, you know, you're going to have that stuff in the air, and you just try to manage it the best you can, remain professional. And he did just that. You know, he submerged himself in his work, got back on the court, worked on his game feverishly, and then, you know, got the opportunity to get back in the starting lineup. He hadn't looked back since. That game in Utah, I think Brian was out. He dropped 39, and he's just been balling, man. And his leadership has come through. His dialogue that he's having with everybody, the way he's seeing the game, he's making winning plays. I mean, he's been unbelievable. And I told him in OKC when I took him out of the lineup, he and I talked, and we sat down and have our one-on-ones, and I just can't express enough of how I enjoy coaching the kid.